Hey, Todd here, and I'm on location here at the National RV Training Academy here to answer some of your questions. Now, if you ever have questions, you can go ahead and fill out just on YouTube or whatever, and I'll try and answer them if it's something that's salient to the conversation. So, hey, welcome to another one of Todd's 2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday, brought to you by the National RV Training Academy. Hey, before we get to the video, which I know this is the reason why you're here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. Hit the subscribe button now. Thank you. Now, back to our Tech Tip Tuesday. Here we go with the first one here. I have Jim7999. Is there ever a need or a good idea to sanitize the gray and black water tanks? Love your channel. Keep up the good work. Well, I'm going to answer just because of that. Is it a good idea to sanitize? Now, I'm going to change the question first because there's really no need to sanitize unless there's a funky smell or something like that.
You smell funny.
Jack.
So, is there a need maybe to service your gray and black tanks, right? Hire professional service to come in or even add some type of bacteria in there. I'm always for adding bacteria to help break down the solids.
Fire in the hole!
Okay, but I will tell you, you will get struvite building up on the sides and everything else. And yes, your display panel, right, that actually looks at your your sensors, they can be fooled because of what's going on the inside. Also, some people suffer more based on maybe the foods that they eat, the medicines that they take. They may have a more sticky type substance, right? And so therefore, a lot of that stuff may stick to the tanks and may need some servicing. Others who don't, maybe take particular medications or anything else have no problem. So the first thing is do both your tanks drain freely, right? Do you have an awful smell in them? Those are really the indicators for you to determine whether it's a good time for you to have them serviced, okay? Not necessarily sanitized, because sanitized means it may be drinkable. You're not going to drink out of the gray tank or the black tank, right? There's two different ways of doing this, right? Servicing them, right? You can, purchase a product, something like liquefied or any of those products out there where you're adding either bacteria or enzymes at the prescribed level to the tank, which helps all the solids. And that's good for that, right? But if you have buildup, right, and you need something in there with some pressure or whatnot, that's where you would hire a service to come in and clean those out. So if you're asking the question, you may be thinking to yourself, okay, am I smelling more than I normally would? And not me, I'm talking about, those, your tanks. Or are you having problems? Is the water, when it's coming out, is it glugging? Is it slow? Those are the indicators that you would look at. So great question, but I'm going to say it's up to you based on what's going on in your gray and black tank. All right, here we go. Gary M. 4956. He was born in 49. Someone else was born in 56. That's my guess. I bought our rig, and it came with an anode rod installed. Now, it's a Dometic, and I've always been replacing. Should I remove and install a plastic plug? So let's go over this. He has an RV, and there's a water heater, and the water heater is made by Dometic. Now, Dometic, their water heaters are aluminum, and so they don't need an anode rod. As a matter of fact, if it's under warranty, they will void the warranty should you put an anode rod in, right? Aluminum doesn't mix well with other metals, okay? And aluminum is not near as susceptible to that buildup that would take place inside the tank. Should I take that out and put in a drain plug? Absolutely. The only thing that a anode rod may help out with is if you have a heating element that's not made of aluminum, right? Then the anode rod may help out there. But again, if it's under warranty, Dometic specifically will void the warranty should you take out the plastic plug and put in an anode rod. So I would recommend taking it out. It's also a safety feature. Should that tank get under too much pressure, let's say the thermostat failed, and we built up a lot of pressure, that plastic plug is part of the safety that actually blows off when there's too much pressure built inside. So definitely probably want to take that out. There's your tech tip. All right, before you get to the bloopers, which is why you're here in the first place, the RV industry needs thousands of RV technicians and inspectors, and now is the perfect time to do that. If you want to make more money or have more control over your time, go ahead and click the link below. Or if you just want to learn how to fix your own RV, got something for you there. Head over to rvtechcourse.com and get started today.
Now for the reason that you're at the end of the video, roll the bloopers.
12, 12, 12. Oh, look, I've got a red light now for the sound. I was like, that's new. Let's do that again. All right. There's your tech tip.